So, white starts off with the move. Not a good move. D4. Oh wait, I'm sorry. B4. So, B4 is not a really good move since you're as an intermediate or a beginner, you should always preoccupy the center base of this of the chessboard. This right here, this kind of slims it, but doesn't do enough. So, and I really love Black's moves right here since it's revealing an attack, a discovered attack on that pawn, and also controlling the center. And this is a really good strategy as taking over the center. You should always put down two pawns if you have the advantage. So, and White plays Bishop B2. Now, Bishop C2 attacks the pawn, but also simultaneously your pawn is being hanged too. But since this pawn is not occupying anything or is not occupying the center pawn, this is going to be a better trade for white. So you should always defend this pawn. And I really love black's move here. But as you see here, since the pawn is right here, and I see what he's trying to do, he should also defend this pawn and also simultaneously attack this pawn. But this pawn can also move and attack the knight, which he has to go right here in order to maintain his horse development, which white exactly does like that. But black, for some reason, retreats the knight back to the starting square, which is really unreasonable move, and white's just going to take this pawn free of charge, which he does, and is the best move on the edge right now. And again occupies the center, but doesn't see the opportunity to kick the bishop, but the bishop retreats anyways, fearing that it's going to get kicked by the queen or get kicked by this pawn right here. And black's next move is bishop to D7, attacking the pawn, which is an okay move by me. You're simultaneously developing and attacking this pawn, and should be good. Nothing too bad. White's move, defense pawn, fabulous move. Sees it, wants to make this pawn hang around. Doesn't let the pawn hang, but I also really love the idea with the. Actually, no, never mind. Scratch that. Yeah, really love this move. Fabulous move. So, knight to what's that? F6. So, pretty normal. Nothing too bad. Develops the knight. Develops the bishop too good. Now, okay. Here's one or two things. Bishop to b4 with check is an okay move, but makes the pawn pushes up the pawn and kicks up the bishop, which not a really good move, but I don't know. Which he does in fact check, which is going to be pushed by pawn to c3, which is the best move on the table. Now, bishop to retreating would be bishop to e7. I'm sorry, a5, which he does, and keep pressuring this pawn right here. Well, pinning this pawn to the king, and could be really devastating. Develops bishop. Well, I don't really understand this move, and you just either castle if I were you, or just get rid of this pawn. Go here, and I don't know. I don't really know how to explain this move, and White plays knight to f3, develops knight castles. Actually, you should have done that before you move this pawn right here. Disagree. Now this attacks the bishop, but also attacks the pawn. But since the knight is protecting, you should not worry about it. But what you should worry is nothing right now. Takes the pawn, and he takes this with the knight. This is part of the knight. Why is this a bad move? Why is this a mistake right here? Well, since if the queen goes here, not only attacks the bishop, also pressures here, and there's an open diagonal. So what Aiden's going to do is push his. Okay, good move. It's now suspecting, but yeah. Defends the bishop and attacks the queen. The queen retreats. I personally agree. I would put this queen right here, linger a little bit more, putting pressure on this king, and possibly could be lead to a checkmate if he messes up. Now, again, attacks the horse. I don't really love this move since it's opening up your king more over here, especially in this diagonal. It's really doesn't do anything. What I wanted you to do is either A, develop this north, because this knight is really, really strong and you should trade it off. Like, develop the knight, go here, and that's what I would do. Now, bishop to a3. For the engine, it says it's a bad move for white. I'm sorry. Why? It doesn't really actually attack the rook. What I wanted to do is just sacrifice the rook. Go here, goes here, attacks the queen. The queen has to retreat back. This is the best move. And instead of you being down a rook, you're down by 2 pieces. That's not good. And also this bishop right here, spying on both of these, forking, about to fork, but this knight right here, it's gonna, if it's spying on, this is spying on both of these pieces. So Aiden moves this rook. Mistake, but it was really hard to find. It would be a brilliancy. Well, in my books, it would be a brilliancy. So moves out, finds the fork, but he forgot that the knight protects his pawn, and I don't know. He's like, oh no. After realizing that he just blundered, he's like, oh man, just blundered my bishop. And this is where it goes down. So pawn c3, to c6, my bad. Which he does, in fact. And then knight comes in, kind of forks the king. King goes to g7, picks up the bishop, and now his pawn is doubled, and his king's very exposed. The queen can just swoop in right here, and so that's the, which would be very annoying. So he takes the free pawn, free of charge. He's up by 5 material right now. So Aiden opted to trade queens. So what you never want to do is trade pieces while you're down material, because when you're down material, you can't really defend yourself as you're getting into the endgame, especially in the endgame. Your opponent might have a rook up, and you have just these few pawns in the end of the endgame, which is really bad trade. You should not be trading. What his opponent does is trade, which is really, really beneficial for white. Yeah, opening up the center for the horse. I'm sorry, for the rook, probably controlling this diagonal. Castle's not a terrible move, but okay move. Now, what our mentor should just use this open diagonal, and that's what he exactly does. Love it. Chef's kiss right there. Waiting for a trade because what he can do is go here, in here, takes back the rook, which is going to be very beneficial for white. So what I want you to do, just keep the tension, you know, what Gotham chess would always say, keep tension. If he takes the rook, then Aiden can take in, still controlling the center. I mean, the rook. So, does that, keeps the tension, love it. White closes the position. And now, I attack on that pawn, and possibly move this horse, attack the rook, attack the king, kind of like that. Now, opponent sees that, goes for the trade for a knight, which is okay. First off, what you never do in this position is trade. And second off, you don't take with the rook because you also hang your other rook right here. And I don't know, this guy. I don't know. Whenever you're trading, whenever you're moving a piece, think before you move. Think, what is my pieces protecting? What is it? What is this piece attacking? But what you never do is take the piece with your rook at this position. Always look, and this is what white does. Takes it, great advantage. Should white do is just take the pawn, which does, attacks the bishop. Bishop attacks him. That terrible move. Now, 31 moves in. This looks really, really bad. Now, let's see what else he does. Boards of the pawn. For no reason. Now, see here, there's a mate and 5 right here on the eval bar. This means no matter what you do, you're gonna get mated. Since you move there, whatever you do, you're gonna get mated. What I should have done, what you should have done, is do here. Put your rook in the game. It would be 10 times easier, and your king has to go here. Now, you're threatening checkmate on this one. Check. I mean, not check. Go here, 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 here. Never. But yeah. What he does, checks the king for no reason. And makes. Ooh. Now here's what you always have to look for. Now, these two positions right here. You either go here, which lines up with the bishop, and your rook is also hanging. And if you go here, you're gonna lose the rook. Like, when it goes here, lose the rook. Other rook. Moves back. Yeah, I took it. Now it's gonna be haymaker. Oh, and mate. GG's by our mentor and the whites. Pieces.